Hey everybody, Tim here from the Tactical Defender. So, about a year ago, this August, so just under a year ago, I was on a hike exploring a new area. For the people watching this that follow me on a regular basis, you may have watched that video where I was talking about the Dexcom, the glucose monitor system that my son has that I was getting for myself. And I kind of wanted to do an update because somebody contacted me asking how's it working, and they want to go into the outdoors and they're afraid of getting it wet, and what if I hit it? And anyway, so let's talk about that. I'll give you an update. So about a year ago, I was hiking, making a video about my son, who's now 7. When he was 2, he became a diabetic, unfortunately. It was a risk we took because I'm a diabetic. My mother-in-law was a diabetic. She's no longer with us. So there was a good chance if we have children, they would be, or she would be a diabetic. And unfortunately, my oldest, now we have a 5-year-old as well. My oldest, when he was 2, now 7, came down with diabetes. Anyway, the first few years, couple years, was completely frightening, to be quite honest with you. I don't sleep very well anyway. At the time I was working full-time, I was getting very little sleep at all. On top of that, when I was sleeping, I was so afraid of him having a low blood sugar in his sleep, because that will kill you. I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep. Like, my health was really terrible. I've talked about it quite a few times on my channel here. His doctor talked to us about getting the Dexcom, which I now have as well. But little device goes on your arm or your belly, different spots on your body, and it sends a signal to this like pager thing. My blood sugar now is 136, kind of dropping, but I do have glucose always, and as well as my insulin, medical pouch here, all my diabetes stuff. So a little while ago, a cruiser and a ambulance came into the sand pits here, and they're gone. I don't know where they, anyway. All right, so my son is a diabetic. We got the Dexcom. It was the Dexcom 5, which wasn't entirely, like, it was great, but it had a lot of improvements to be had, right? It wasn't very accurate. We found out the hard way that the more you calibrate it, the more you actually throw it off. You don't make it better, the accuracy. Whereas the 6, which I and he both have now, the more you calibrate it, the better it gets, the more accurate it'll be. Oops. I can tell you that for the most part, changed our life. It changed our life. When we first got that, it was a struggle at first. We were putting it on his belly, and he was 2, 3, 4. He kept like ripping it off, and always worried about whether or not it's going to work. Is it going to not going to? You know, I don't really put a lot of faith in electronics. The 5 wasn't that accurate to begin with. It was good to have. It was better than nothing, but again, it needed a lot of improvements. Then the 6 came out, and we got the 6. Luckily, I work part-time at a hospital just strictly for the health insurance. The money helps, but I really stay for the health insurance. And we have fantastic, absolutely incredible health insurance. And we got the 6. The bugs are killing me today. We got the 6, Dexcom 6 for him. Amazing, like literally amazing. Almost the same as far as size and the little pager thing, the receiver, whatever you want to call it. It's very, very accurate, and you can have it set for lows, have it set for high, so an alarm will go off. I'm waking up quite often to that, and we're getting better. He's a child. He sneaks and steals food now. He's 7. He knows what he's doing. It's a struggle, but this has changed our life. Now, a year ago, I was thinking, I don't know why, you know, what we do for our children. You know, if you have children, you always do for them before yourself, I think, if you're a good parent. I don't know. Anyway, I was just thinking, I'm like, wait a second. I've been a diabetic for 33 years. Why did I do this? Like, why did I do this? My doctor never said, hey, how about never, ever. So little while through the insurance company. They probably saw me now applying to get a Dexcom. They're like, oh, great. We're not making any money off this family. Anyway, so I got it. Now, I can tell you this. Even when I was at my very best behavior, in 33 years, I was always 7.0 or above. Not kidding you. Even when I was in the best shape of my life. I know it's really hard to kind of understand, but I took, at one time, really good shape of my body, or conditioning and fitness, but I completely ignored diabetes. And yes, there were clashes sometimes, there were problems, but I don't know. To get below 7.0 or 7.0 below was almost impossible for me. I used to joke with my doctor, like, are you even sure I'm a diabetic? Like, this just, the things that I experience, and maybe if you're a diabetic and you're watching this, the things sometimes, it's still to this day that I experience, and I'll tell my doctor and he goes, oh, well, that's not right. I know. I know. This is what I'm telling you. Anyway, and he's really good. He's an amazing doctor. My diabetes improved 100-fold the day I started seeing him, which is when I got the new health insurance, when I started working at said hospital. Anyway, so I applied. I got the Dexcom 6. Very, very, very well trained in it because of my son. He had the 5 and he had 6 for a little while, so I got it. I've been doing it, I put it on my arm. You can see, I don't know if you can see that, my extremely white skin. No sun, it's not summertime. And I switch, I alternate arms. I usually just do the triceps every 10 days. I switch, that just works best for me. Got a little extra weight in the belly, it wouldn't be as accurate. You don't want to put it in or on fat because there is a little needle going into you. My tricep area works great. Do I feel it? Never. Have I ripped one off? Never out here in the woods, but I have at work going through a doorway, an office, and a rip, and I tore it off. And does it hurt? Not at all. Putting it on, does it hurt? Not at all. And now, I've had it for under a year. What, 10 months? June, July, 9 months? My first appointment after having this, my A1C, I forget what it was, in the mid-7s, right? My first A1C was 6.8. 6.8, which is huge. Within 6 months later, less than that, I think 5 months later, I went to another appointment. And my A1C, which was my last appointment, was it maybe? I think my last appointment was 6.2. 6.2, can you believe that? That is, and I'm not on an insulin pump. I'm really kind of like against insulin pumps. I've been doing a lot of reading, and my son and I will eventually do that, but I'm just so trained in needles, syringes, that I kind of just, I don't know, I'm old anyway, so 6.2 because of this. Now let's see, right now it is dropping again. It's 135, not bad. It's going down, kind of leveling off right now. Maybe you can see that, I don't know. Anyway, so when you have the Dexcom, you have one of these along with the thing on your arm, or wherever you put it, you have one of these. It's kind of small. It's smaller than a cell phone, right? I always have this in, I always wear cargo pockets. My shorts have cargo pockets, my pants have cargo pockets, so I always put it in one of the side pouches. That is actually supposed to be for a cell phone, although no cell phones today will actually fit in that pocket, but this is literally like these pants were made for this. So I always carry this. You can download an app on your cell phone. It was just for Apple, but now it's for Android as well. I don't do that because of a couple things. I already have this, and you have to have this on you for the app to work, right? It would be nice if you could have the app, but get rid of this. You have to have, so I don't want both because my wife has the app on her phone. We don't really go out much often anymore, and that's a whole nother story. But when we did, I would hold this for myself and my son, and my wife has the app. If it goes too low or too high, his receiver here is beeping, and her app is beeping. Beep, beep, they're going off, both of them. Kind of a pain in the butt. That's why, because you have to have this, I don't have the app on my phone. I hope I'm making some sense here. I don't want them both going off and have to answer both of them. I'll just deal with this. I have to have this on me anyway. So, Dexcom 6, if you're thinking about it, you're worried about it, I shower with it, doesn't get wet. I work with it. Only one time going through a door, I ripped it off. Another time, I think it was a car, getting in and out of my car. I think I might have done it. My son, when they were falling off a lot when he had it on his back. He's a child, he's a little boy. He's diving on the ground in the snow, and you know. Since we've done his arm, never lost one yet. They're not really that big of a deal. You know, we have plenty of them. Our insurance kind of, you know, we get a good number of them. It's really tough. I shower with it. My son swims with it. I don't think I've gone swimming. When we do go to the beach or the lake, I don't swim. I just kind of like play lifeguard. You know, I watch my kids. I'll stand in the water or sit in the water. I don't really believe mine's ever got wet. My son's been in the ocean many times with his. Still works. Regular fresh water, salt water works fine. Showers with it, bathes with it. It works fine. He gets all sweaty. It works fine. I really can't say enough about it. It has changed our life for the better, both of us, as far as our diabetes is concerned. I have another appointment coming up soon after this whole COVID-19 is, well, somewhat done, when they're open, when the hospitals again are open for, you know, non-essential or non-emergency appointments. I have a feeling my A1C will be even better than 6.2. I'm thinking 6.0 will be nice, or lower. I tell you, it's been rough, really rough. I'm blind in one eye because of my diabetes. I didn't take care of myself. We didn't have stuff like this. And I didn't have people telling me what to do all the time, you know, like I do with my son. Huge difference. If you're thinking about getting this and you're into the outdoors, or you like to go swimming, you're near the ocean, as the gentleman that wrote to me in my email, don't worry about it. Do it. Just get it. I'm telling you, get it. It's going to change your life. His A1Cs, what he told me, were off the chart, like bad. This will change your life, my friend, if you're watching this video. Get the Dexcom. I have the Dexcom 6. I can't even imagine what the next Dexcom 7 will be like. I do know they're working with, I believe it's Apple, to have something through an Apple Watch. Will be able to read your blood sugars through an Apple. I mean, come on. It just gets better and better and better. Do I want an Apple Watch? Absolutely not. But it's good that it's there. I'm sure someday my son is going to want an Apple Watch, right? If they could do it with an Apple Watch, maybe they could do it in another watch. I own an Apple laptop, but other than that, I'm kind of anti-Apple. But anyway. Anyone thinking of getting the Dexcom 6 or the Dexcom in general, get it. It'll change your life. It's changed mine as far as myself and my son. And I know I'm rambling on, so just go get it. Go get it. Be well, stay safe, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Leave a comment down below and a thumbs up if you will. Bye.